Hey guys, it's David from Juki Junkies, home to Gigi's Fabric Shop, and in today's video we are going to show you how to use the automatic needle threader on all of the home sewing domestic sewing machines. We're going to go over this machine first. This is going to apply to all of the TL model Juki sewing machines. So TL 2200 Mini, TL 2010, TL 15, TL 18, TL 2000. There's so many different TLs. So if it starts with a TL and it has a needle threader on it, it's going to apply to your TL. This machine here is the HT740. This needle threading system is going to apply for pretty much all of the travel machines that Juki has ever had to offer and all of the G series machines. And then whenever we get to the DX 2000 that we have over here, this needle threader system is going to apply for all the DX models, all the F series models, so F600, 300, 400, DX7, DX5, DX2000, DX3000, DX4000. So this needle threading system will apply for the top dogs and all of the DX and F series models. Okay, so one thing we want to go over before we actually show you how to use the needle threaders is the rules that will apply to all of the Juki needle threading systems. And that's number one being your needle has to be in the right position. So press needle down and then needle up and then use your needle threader. The second most important thing is if you even have the right size needle for the needle threader to function. If you have super thick threads and super fine needles, your needle threader is not going to work. So we always like to say a size 80-12 and below, the needle threader does not work. However, you can get away with a size 70 needle and a 50 weight cotton thread or a polyester 50 weight, and it will work. But it has to be that perfect pair for it to still work. Anything below an 80-12, it's usually really finicky because the eye of the needle is so tiny. So there's that. The next big thing that I like to say that applies to all of the needle threading systems is going to be that industrial threads will not work because they're just too thick for the needle threader to work. So make sure that you're using, your normal quilting threads, 40 weight, 50 weight, those kind of thread sizes are going to work perfect with the needle threaders, and also make sure you're using an 80-12 and up before you use your needle threader or it's probably not going to work. So now let's jump into the needle threader systems on each machine, how to use it, how to replace it, and how to troubleshoot it. Step one to threading your needle on the Juki TL machines is making sure your needle is in the highest position. The easiest way to do this and the best way to do this is press needle down and then press needle up and just let go, and it's going to stop in the perfect position for your needle threader. The second step is making sure that your thread is properly threaded behind this little thread guide right here. Now once we have that done, what I like to do is I like to pull my thread with my middle finger and my thumb, then use my pointer finger to hold it like this so I have good control of this thread. And so now I'm going to push down this button right here and then use my pointer finger to put it behind that little metal bar and then into this little groove, this little plastic groove right here, and then I'm gonna let go. And boom, voila, it's that simple. So let's show you this a couple more times in a little bit slower fashion so you have better angles. So again, using my middle fingers to hold this thread, middle finger and my thumb, then using my pointer finger to push the thread and guide the thread like that. And you can do this whatever makes it more comfortable for you, but this is what I like to do. Putting down the needle threader, guiding it behind this little metal bar right here. So you're just putting it behind that metal bar and then you're pulling it over into this little plastic slot, and you're letting go with both the finger you're holding the thread and your index finger holding down the needle threader at the same time, just like this, and voila, it's threaded. Now that we've gone over how to properly use your needle threader, I kind of want to go over some helpful tips on the needle threader on the TL. As you can see, this is the actual needle threader mechanism right here. This little tiny piece. You can order this on jukijunkies.com if yours becomes faulty or broken, and pretty much it just slides right off. As you can see, there is little grooves right here where it just snaps right back into place onto this bar, and voila, I've replaced my needle threader. It's important to note that if your needle threader is not working and you've tried these steps multiple times, you can see in the middle of these two wires, you'll see there's a tiny little wire that sticks up in the middle. That's the hook that's actually going through the eye of the needle. There you can kind of see the hook a little better. That's what's going through the eye of the needle and grabbing that thread and pulling it through. If you have a good magnifying glass or you have good eyes, you can actually just push this needle threader down and inspect the eye of the needle to see if that hook is passing through the eye of the needle. And if it is, then your needle threader is fine. If it isn't, then your needle threader has been bent. How does that needle threader bend? Well, it bends if you push it down and the needle is not in the right position. That's why we say that it's extremely important to press needle down, needle up. So if that is bent, you can try bending it back and getting it back in line, or you can order a new part on JukiJunkies.com. We have very fast shipping and they are pretty much always in stock. So check the description if you need that part. One other simple solution to your needle threader not working, if you are noticing that the hook of the needle threader is landing below the eye of the needle or above the eye of the needle, that means that your needle threader has come out of whack. There is an easy adjustment for that. I'm going to put the link to the video in the description as well. If you don't know what the description is, underneath this video there is a little area. Click on the little 3 dots so it opens it up and view the description for all the links that we're going to be talking about in this video. Next up, we have the DX2000. This machine's needle threader system will apply for all the DX series machines, F series machines, and the NX7. So DX3000, DX4000, NX7, F600, F400, F300, DX7, DX5, all of those series. If you have any questions, if it applies for your machine, just look at your needle threader system, and if it looks just like this one, then it'll apply. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to obviously properly thread our machine, and then we're just going to go ahead and press needle down and needle up. That is going to ensure that the needle position is in the right position for the needle threader to function. The second step is very simple. We're just going to actually pull this thread from our number 6 thread guide up into our number 7 claw, just like so. And then we're going to go ahead and push the little side button of our machine to move that needle threader in position. Hold it down there for 1/4 of a second and just let go. It is going to provide you with a nice loop on the back, and your needle will be perfectly threaded. Okay, so now that we know how to use our needle threader, let's go over the troubleshooting if it's still not working for you. So if your needle threader is still not working, there's only a few things that could be going wrong. Number 1, possibly your needle is not inserted all the way up in the needle bar clamp. So what I like to do is just go ahead and loosen this little screw right here, making sure that needle is pushed up all the way to the top, and then retightening it down and trying it again. If it's still not lined up, then the needle threader piece right here, you can see where my thumb is and where my pointer finger is on this little metal piece back here. We're just going to push down evenly on both sides of that until it comes right off, just like so. You have to put a little bit of pressure into it, and you'll see it's very similar to the TL. There's a groove right here, and that's what snaps into the little metal bar and holds it into place. And then as you can see here, you can see the little wire hook right there. That's what passes through the eye of the needle and grabbing that thread and pulling it through, allowing you to use your needle threader. If it's bent, that means it's not going to work. You can try bending it back, or you can pick up a new needle threader piece on our website at JukiJunkies.com. We ship very fast, and it's only a few dollars. How that will be out of whack, it can either be from your needle not being inserted all the way up, or you not pressing needle down, needle up, and that little wire hitting the wrong part of your needle and not passing through the eye of your needle, causing it to bend that wire. So now let's just say we purchased a new piece and we want to replace this piece and go ahead and try our needle threader out again. What we're going to do is we're going to line up this little groove / hole on the needle threader with this metal bar back there. You can see it kind of lining up there. And then this heart-shaped piece will go into this little bar here. So just like so. And then you're just going to push up on it with a good enough pressure for you to hear it kind of click. And then you can try it out and inspect the eye of the needle and see if that little hook is passing through the eye of the needle now. And we'll try out our needle threader now. I'm just going to thread my needle one more time. And voila. It's that simple to replace it. It's that simple to fix it. It's that simple to use it. Let's go on to the travel machines. So now we are on the HCL HT740. This is the all-new Juki travel machine. This threading system, needle threading system, is going to apply for all of your Juki travel machines and the G series, such as the G220, G210, X3000. All of those needle threading systems will apply to this mechanism right here. So also, if it looks like this, it'll apply for your machine too. So first step first, we're going to make sure our machine is perfectly threaded. We're going through this little thread guide. We have our foot down, we have our needle in the up highest position, so we're going to go ahead and press needle down, needle up. I always do that before I thread my needle on all of the Junkies. That just ensures that it's in the perfect position for your needle threader. Now we're going to go ahead and push down this lever on our needle threader, pushing it all the way down, making sure you see that rotation. And then you're just going to bring your, what I like to do is I like to hold it with my middle finger and my thumb like that, and then I use my pointer finger to direct the thread into that little hook, and then I pull it right into those little slots right there, and I let go at the same time, and you can actually see it pull your thread through the eye of the needle, just like that. So what I have found on this needle threading system is that it's crucial to have your needle threader pushed down all the way, so you can see that it's at its last little pivot. Let's get a little clarity there. So you can see how it pivots. You want it to be at its last position all the way over. And you also want to make sure that you can kind of get it in that little hook right before it gets to that position. So I like to bring it into that hook now and then finish the pivot, pushing that underneath there, pulling it up and letting go at the same time, and I'm good to go. So if you followed the steps on this needle threading system and it's still not working, similar to the other needle threaders, we're going to go ahead and remove the needle threading mechanism. Pretty much it's this little white piece here. You're just going to use a little stiletto to pull back on this little clip, as you can see, and then push down. So let's show you how this needle threading system works. Right in the middle, just like all the other ones, there's a little wire. You can kind of see where I'm pointing at the tip of my stiletto. If you use the needle threader and the needle is not in the right position, or if it's not pushed up all the way, that can bend that little wire and cause your needle threader to break, pretty much. Your needle threader wire will break. So you can replace this part. We have it on JukiJunkies.com. So if that is the case, go ahead and order one of these and then go ahead and put it back on your machine. To put it back on, you're just going to push this bar down where you're going to find just like that. It's probably safest to remove your needle, but you're just going to push that back down, push this back on there until you kind of hear it click back in place. And now we're back in action. So let's go ahead and give it a test drive. Bring that over, bring it there, and voila, we threaded our needle. So there you go. Another simple fix would be to make sure your needle is obviously pushed all the way up. So you're just going to loosen this little set screw, making sure that needle is pushed all the way up. That would be really the first step before you replace that needle threader. Well, just like that, we now know how to use the needle threader on all the machines. If you didn't know this already, check the description of this video for the link to all of the needle threaders on JukiJunkies.com. It's our small, family-owned website and business located here in Tampa, Florida, actually just outside of Tampa in Brandon. But if you guys enjoyed this video, or if you have any questions, comment down below what you enjoyed the most or your questions. Leave us a like if you enjoyed it, of course, or just leave us a like because you like us. And subscribe because we post every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.